Welcome to CFOF Unplugged. Today we're getting real about what the 4% know that the other 96% don't. When it comes to enabling their employees to be more productive leveraging AI. Ready to get unplugged? Let's go. 4%. That is the share of organizations that are actually seeing real ROI from their AI investments. 4%. That means 96% of organizations are investing in AI and not getting the organizational transformation they expected. And it is not a small number. The Fortune 500 alone are losing an estimated $98 billion annually on AI investments that are not delivering. Now, I want to be careful with that number. It does not mean AI is not working. It means AI is working for the wrong thing. And that distinction is exactly what finance leaders need to understand before they go further down this road. Here is what the data actually shows. Most organizations are using AI to make individuals more productive, and it is working. People are moving faster. Tasks are getting done more quickly. Individual output is up. But the organization is not transforming, because individual productivity is not the same as organizational progress. The 4% that are seeing real ROI are doing something different. They are not using AI to make individuals faster. They are using AI to make the organization smarter. That is a fundamentally different objective, and it requires a fundamentally different foundation. I want to spend a minute on what this looks like in practice, because most finance teams recognize it immediately when you describe it. The team adopts AI tools. Analysts use it to write faster. Managers use it to summarize reports. FP&A uses it to generate scenarios more quickly. And productivity goes up. The team is doing more in less time. But decisions are not improving. Alignment is not increasing. Confidence in the numbers is not going up, because the AI is amplifying individual effort, not organizational clarity. The 96% are essentially applying AI to the top layer of the work and missing the layer underneath it where value is actually created. This is the same pattern we see in every technology adoption cycle in finance. The tool gets deployed before the foundation is ready to support it, and the result is faster noise instead of better outcomes. So what does the 4% look like? The research is clear on this. They are not necessarily using more advanced AI tools. They are not necessarily spending more. They are not necessarily ahead on technology. What they are doing differently is applying AI to coordination rather than just execution. Specifically, 3 things stand out. First, they are building shared knowledge, not just individual efficiency. Instead of using AI to help one person work faster, they are using AI to make information available across the organization. Context that used to live in someone's inbox now lives in a shared system. Decisions that used to require 3 meetings to reconstruct now have a traceable record. Knowledge that used to walk out the door when someone left now stays accessible. In finance terms, this is the difference between a faster close and a smarter close. One measures speed. The other measures organizational learning. Second, they are using AI to coordinate across teams, not just within them. This is where finance has a unique role. Finance sits at the intersection of every major decision in the organization. Planning touches operations. Forecasting touches sales. Reporting touches strategy. The 4% are using AI to connect those intersections, not just to make finance faster internally, but to make the organization more aligned across functions. That is a different value proposition entirely, and it is one that finance is uniquely positioned to lead. Third, they tie AI to outcomes, not just activities. This one resonates with everything I have been talking about through this series. The 4% are clear about what they want AI to change. Not how do we move faster, but which decisions do we want to improve? That clarity of outcome is what separates a useful AI investment from an expensive productivity theater. Let me bring this back to what it means for how you actually build the foundation, because the research points to something very specific. The organizations getting AI right are not more advanced on technology. They are more advanced on the dimensions that sit underneath technology. Strategy. They are clear on which decisions matter most. They are not asking, where can we apply AI? They are asking, what outcomes need to improve, and where does AI actually change those outcomes? That is a strategy question, not a technology question. People. They have defined who owns what. AI-enabled coordination only works when humans are clear on their roles within it. If ownership is unclear before the AI is introduced, the AI just makes the confusion move faster. Process. They have structured how information flows. AI cannot coordinate what it cannot access. The 4% have built workflows where context is captured, shared, and reusable. Not workflows where information lives in individual inboxes and disappears after a meeting. Data. They have established consistent definitions. AI cannot align an organization around a number that the organization itself does not agree on. Garbage in, garbage out is not a technical problem. It is a governance problem. In every case, the technology is not what separates the 4% from the 96%. It is the foundation. Here is where I believe mid-market finance leaders are in a genuinely strong position. Large enterprises are trying to retrofit coordination onto organizations that were never designed for it. They have legacy systems, siloed data, and years of decisions made without a shared framework. Mid-market teams can build this right from the start. Fewer layers means coordination is simpler. Closer relationships between finance and operations means alignment is more direct. Shorter feedback loops means you can test and adjust faster. The question is not whether you can get into the 4%. The question is whether you build the foundation before you scale the technology. Because if you do not, you will spend a lot of money to get into the 96%, and you will stay there. If you take one thing away from this, AI does not create organizational transformation on its own. It accelerates whatever foundation already exists. The 4% are not smarter about AI. They are clearer about outcomes. They are more intentional about coordination. They have built the foundation that AI requires to deliver on its promise. The 96% are working hard. They are just working on the wrong layer. So here is the question I would leave you with. If you looked at how your organization is currently using AI, would you say you are building individual productivity or organizational coordination? Because that answer will tell you which side of the 4% line you are on. That is where the real work is. Thanks for listening to CFOF Unplugged, where we are redefining finance one conversation at a time.